Hello and welcome to Downpour, episode number 1. It is finally here and I'm so excited to just be sharing this with you guys. Now, this episode number 1 is really, really special. I sit down with my wonderful partner, Jarod, and we recap our trip to Adelaide to fight on Diamondback FC, chasing that triple champ status. It was a big moment for us, and you get to hear sort of a bit of behind the scenes, what it's like as a fighter, what it's like as a partner, going through that whole process. We touch on everything sort of leading up to that. You know, we speak about quite a few fights before that, and we talk about the team and all the things that we do in preparation and how we do support each other. It's a really nice episode to kick off the podcast, and I'm so excited to share it with you. This particular recap, we do go into a lot of detail, so we've actually split it up across 2 episodes. So here is the very first part and the very first episode of Downpour. Let's get into it. Alrighty, and we are live.
Chair's creaky.
The chair's creaky. Like me, getting old. Hi everyone and welcome. I am Danielle Curtis and I'm here tonight with my wonderful partner Jarod Berry. How you doing, babe?
I'm good. It's Sunday night.
Sunday night, that's it. After a big day watching all of the fights on TV. Wonderful Sundays. Getting all of our housework done.
How good?
Typical Sunday in the Dropberry household. And today we wanted to kick things off by, I guess, talking about what the last week has been like, or the last week and a bit has been like for us, because we had a pretty big weekend last weekend. As most of you would know, we travelled to Adelaide. I was fighting on Diamondback Fight Championships. And yeah, I was fighting for a title. And it wasn't just a single title to me. I actually became a triple weight division champion, which to my knowledge I don't think has been done before, in MMA at least. Meaning I have a title in the featherweight division, which is 66 kilos, the bantamweight division, which is 61, and now on the weekend, the flyweight division, which is 56 kilos. So I thought we'd get together tonight and we'd have a bit of a debrief and sort of go through what life's been like for us and what that trip was like.
Yeah. So obviously the Gamma World Championship at featherweight, it was huge. All the way over the other side of the world. So that was a big one. Tournament style show as well. So multiple fights, multiple days. And then earlier in the year, you got that next weight division down, the Bantamweight Championship, which was incredible to be there for as well, on Storm Damage. And then, yeah, this past weekend gone, flew all the way down to Adelaide and conquered that dream of becoming a triple weight division champ.
Yeah, that's it. And so obviously, you know, big moments in life that we've been able to share together, which has been really, really cool. So for those who don't know, Jarod not only is my partner, he also trains. We train together. He's also always in my corner. He's my cornerman. He's my biggest hype man and partner in life. But yeah, so you would have seen him in my corner for all my fights, and then he gets to come into the cage with me as well, be there through it all, through the thick, through the thin. And so I figured we'd kick things off by sort of having a chat about the journey and what it was like for both of us. So yeah, I guess we'll start by, I guess, the lead up. So or even we might even go back a little bit further than that. So obviously it's been a journey even just to be able to fight in all of these different weight divisions, and unfortunately Jarod is the one that has to deal with me day in and day out when I'm, cutting down weight, getting bigger, stressing out about making these new weight divisions because it is very stressful. And for the last 7 fights, I've gone up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down in weight. So 66, 61, 66, 61, 59, 61, 56. So I guess I'm going to hand this over to you to sort of chat about how stressful it can be, but also what it's like to be a partner of a fighter and have to deal with all of the bits and pieces that come with, leading into a fight and being cranky, hangry human beings.
Oh, you put me under the pressure here. You make me talk about the not so glamorous stuff first. But honestly, it's just it's very easy with you because you put so much into your preparation, into your training, and you have that team that you've built around you. It's really just reinforcing that you are on the right track. You're listening to these people who you've set up around your training camps, dietitians, strength and conditioning coaches, and on those days where you think that you might be off track a little bit and you might be a little bit crankier or not too super happy with where you're at, just being there for you and reinforcing that those people are to be trusted, and it's worked time and time again, and you've able to do this successfully now for a lot of fights sequentially. So
Yeah. So Jarod is being super nice about this. He's making it seem like I'm a dream to deal with, but
she is.
as anyone would know, and as anyone who is a fighter or has had a lot to deal with fighters, making weight, even if you're making the same division over and over again, is incredibly stressful because no weight cut is the same. But for me and for our situation is I've literally not had 2 fights back to back at the same weight division for the entirety that we've been together. It has been up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, changing weight. And I've been super active as well, which means it hasn't been over a very long period of time. So that puts added stress in terms of building back up size and then dropping it back off and changing my body composition. And he is incredibly patient and incredibly supportive. As you just heard, I couldn't do it without him. But as he mentioned, I do have an incredible team around me. Obviously, first starting with my main coach, my main team at Nova, who are always, helping me be the best fighter that I can be. And then I have my strength and conditioning coach, Maddie Cass, who makes me into the best athlete that I can be. And so helping me to really put on that size and strength when going back up weight divisions, but also making sure that I maintain that when I'm dropping down weight divisions, and just making me the best that I can be and try and basically ensure that I'm going to, not get injured and all of that kind of stuff. And then we move on to one of the most important aspects of my success in terms of being able to jump up and down weight divisions, and that is Ryan. He's the dojo dietitian. He's part of the fight dietitian team. He's literally changed my life in terms of fighting and being able to jump up and down these weight divisions and be successful at all of them. And I think that's the difference, is that it's one thing to make a weight division, but it's another thing entirely to be able to perform at those different weights. And given that I have fought anywhere from 70 kilos to 56 kilos, and within the last, year and a half, it has been from 66 all the way down to 56, and that's, 10 kilos and 3 titles, is just incredible. And I think that's a testament to, as Jarod said, the team that I have around me. And that includes him, and the hard work and effort that I put in as well, and that we put in as a team, because, as I said, I couldn't do it without him. So thank you for being there for me and being patient and kind and reinforcing, all the hard work and everything that we do know to stick to the plan and just help try and de-stress me a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. The less time you're stressing about those little minute things, the more time you can dedicate to becoming a better fighter and a better athlete. So yeah, I just try and make it as easy as possible and reinforce all those things that as I said, the team put in place for you to succeed, and it hasn't let us down yet, and I don't think it will.
Yeah, I agree. I've actually added one extra component recently to the team that has seen some big success for me as well. And I've actually added in a mental coach, as in like a mental performance coach. And that's Rob. You would have seen me sharing some of his stuff. His Instagram is Therapy with Rob. And that has been a big game changer for me as well. And you know, I do want to raise awareness of that kind of thing as well, because a lot of people only look into getting a mental coach or seeing someone for that mental side of it, for mental performance. All fighters talk about this game being like 99% mental, and yet most people only ever go and reach out to a professional like that if they're having issues. So it's more of a reactive thing that people reach out and, you know, worry about that kind of stuff after they've had issues. Whereas for me, I'm always trying to find any sort of minute detail in terms of where I can become better, where I can, you know, improve. And so I've engaged, I'm a mental performance coach, and I definitely think that was another great thing to do, great resource. And I've only been with him for sort of a short amount of time, really. But I've already seen big improvements in that side of it as well. And same with every single one of them. So like walking into Nova from I've only been really at Nova for quite a short amount of time, really. And my training is amazing, great, amazing people, supportive people, like the best coach ever. In Rod, and I think when you have supportive people around you, you can really do anything.
Yeah, definitely. Like those, as you said, that addition to the team with Rob, as I've seen developments in your mental and how you prepare for fights and how you are on fight night in that short amount of time, and it paid dividends. I think on the weekend you were able to just shut out any of those little doubts that you may have had. But you're pretty confident going into that fight anyway. The camp was good, so
the camp was good, but part of that was also the mental work that I did with Rob in the lead up to that fight, and it really just changed things for me as well. And we'll get into overcoming some adversity as well when we talk about that fight. So I guess we'll move on. So. We travelled to Adelaide. We headed down there Friday last week. And, travel was great. Our coach Rod, Jarod and myself headed down there. Obviously, Saturday was weigh-ins. Can be a bit nerve-wracking. Or actually, I won't say can be. It's nerve-wracking every time you cut to a new weight division, and which I have done now multiple times in the last year, because obviously I was competing at 66, so I made 61 for the first time, or 61.2 bantamweight. Then I also had a catchweight fight at 59 for the first time, and then flyweight, but straight to championship weight of 56.7. So unfortunately, Jarod has had to deal with me and the stress of making new weight divisions multiple times, and so has my dietitian Ryan. But it was honestly one of the best. I guess I say this every time I make weight. Since I've been with Ryan, like every time it just gets better and better, and I'm really surprised, especially when we're going down and then back up and down and up. That I anticipate, that it would be significantly worse, but we did all of the preparation. And I think the other thing too was the physical condition that I came into this cut in all aspects, from all of my coaches, and the package that we brought together was probably the best yet. But also I think the mental side of it, like with the performance coaching, actually helped me in the weight cut as well. Like massively helped me in the weight cut. Like I think that was the easiest weight cut I've ever done because of the mental side. And, I prefer the bath as opposed to a sauna or anything like that. But, I think that even helped there as well. Big changes.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I've been there for a lot of cuts now, so I know how you can be. And, this last one was definitely one of the easier ones. They're all pretty easy from my perspective. All I got to do is just help you get out of the bath and wrap you up in towels. But
don't be fooled. Cutting weight is not easy. But it makes it easy when you got a good team, though.
Yeah, definitely.
And you've got the best support person there with you.
But we travelled down Friday to Adelaide. It was a Sunday afternoon fight, so bit different as well with the travel and the weigh-in times and all that type of stuff. But it was pretty good. Kind of felt like UFC warm-up, all these cards in the States a Sunday over here in Australia. So pretty cool to have that aspect of it and see that with the travel times and the weigh-in on the Saturday and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, and so obviously we were already there on the Friday night, so that made it a lot easier in terms of planning the weight cut and stuff because we didn't have to worry about travel on that Saturday as well. That was awesome. Felt great. Like we went out and explored, went for a nice big walk, and I got to sit next to Jarod while he ate 2 pizzas for lunch. Or not 2 pizzas, that's a lie. He bought 2 pizzas because he actually thought about me later on. So that I could have some cold pizza in the fridge for later.
I'm a thinker.
Yeah. So I got to sit there next to him while he ate pizza while I'm waiting, for weigh-ins later that day. Lucky it was a good cut. No.
Even if it wasn't, I still would have done it.
Yeah, I know. And then we went to the Rosie, the Rosemont Hotel for weigh-ins. And look, this was the first time I've ever weighed in the middle of a pub before, being a Saturday night as well. We got there and it was full of people. Some people were eating dinner, some people having drinks and, watching sport. And, it was a cool experience. But, I will say I have never stripped down to weigh in front of an entire room full of some people that cared and some people that were just there to get a feed and a beer.
Yeah,
and
just having their Saturday night at the pub watching the footy on the TV, and next minute you got
here's some half naked people stepping on scales and staring at each other.
Yeah, fighters getting their kit off and weighing in for a fight show, but.
It was awesome though.
It'd bring a bit of hype to the show as well. Maybe those people that were at the pub didn't know about it and now they're buying tickets to see the show.
Yeah, and that absolutely happened too. Like while we were there was some guys that sort of asked us, oh, what's going on here? Are there fights? And when we sort of told them that's exactly what happened, they're like, oh, where is it? When is it? So it was pretty cool. And then obviously what I always love to do after making weight is I love to go and have dinner after weigh-ins. Obviously after I rehydrate, and we've planned it all out with my dietitian. Don't worry, Ryan, it's all good. After weigh-ins, I like to go have dinner with the people that I love and care about, my closest friends, family, supporters that are there wherever the fights are. And I like to go have dinner with them and I find that really grounding and it really fills my cup and fills my heart. And those are like the really, really small moments that I'm always super, super grateful for, because when you are chasing your dreams and you're dedicated, you don't get to spend much time with the people that you love. And you do make a lot of sacrifices and you can't necessarily go and eat out and all that kind of stuff. So even though it's fun to go eat something that I don't necessarily normally eat, it's more about the moments spent with my closest people, and I absolutely love it. Those are, as I said, some of the most grateful moments of my life. I love that. And so that's what we did. And I was lucky enough to actually have both my mum and my dad and my little brother there as well, and my coach and my beautiful partner, Jarod. And it was awesome.
Yeah. Went and ate some dumplings, some Chinese. You can't go wrong there. And
No, cannot go wrong there.
it's one of your favourites. So
love dumplings, love Chinese. It's usually always either Chinese or Mexican because it's similar kind of food to what I regularly eat, rice, meat, veg. Yeah. And then ice cream because I always have some ice cream after my post-weigh-in meal. Yeah. And then fight day. Fight day, I generally try and get my braids done on fight day. As you can see, they're still in there. French did an amazing job. And yeah, so I had a friend come and do my fight braids in the hotel room, and I feel like that's where the transition to drop bear starts happening on fight day. I feel like for females at least, you don't look like a fighter until you've got the braids in, but once you've got the braids in, that's when everything starts sort of switching over.
yeah, 100%. That's when the random shadow boxing starts and the bouncing around the room on your toes, flinching at everything. That's when it starts, as soon as the braids go in.
See, this is why he's here, to give you guys all the real insights onto what life is like, not just from the fighter perspective.
Mate, if she was fighting the person in the mirror on fight day, she'd 10-8s all day. Shadow boxing all day.
All day. And then I also usually either the day before or on fight day I paint my nails, and I've got little drop bears on there, which I love, and obviously my favourite colour is blue, if you couldn't tell. We're here in my lovely, amazing supporter shirts that are made by Havoc. Amazing. I'm so happy with these. Absolutely stoked, and I'm loving seeing everybody in them. I should actually stand up and show them, shouldn't I?
Yeah, show the front off, and I'll jump up and you can show the back off in a minute. But yeah, these are the drop bear shirts. They come out amazing from Havoc, and we've got all the support there on the back, and combatants with the illustrations and the drawings there on the front, and all the colours and everything. They turned out amazing. So I know everyone involved is stoked with them, and yeah, all the people that we've been seeing wearing them is incredible because, it also goes to support the dream and support you and everyone who has bought one. We're both, but I know Danielle is definitely appreciative of it. And
yeah, I'm absolutely stoked. They came out amazing, and to everyone that bought one, thank you so much for supporting me, supporting my journey, wanting one of them for starters, but also knowing that a small portion of the profits did go towards my training costs, because chasing a dream in mixed martial arts is incredibly expensive because unfortunately we pay for everything ourselves. So it is incredibly expensive. So yeah, so that's everything leading up to the actual fight, and then we head off. Then we head off to the fight show. The usual things happen. I personally like getting out there and watching the fights before I fight.
we'll take a step back for a minute. The venue.
Oh,
Fight
good.
show at Adelaide Oval, in one of the rooms at the Adelaide Oval there, and
yes,
what a spot for not only the show to be, but the warm up rooms and just the whole vibe of the arena and the place.
We'll pop some footage in here. But basically, it was at the Adelaide Oval in one of the big function spaces, actually at Adelaide Oval, right? And our warm-up rooms were the VIP boxes. So our warm-up rooms, not only did we have all the memorabilia, in the walls, we had this, some seating and stuff, but this beautiful view, all glass windows and stuff looking straight out over Adelaide Oval. And it was awesome. It was so awesome to fight in a venue that has obviously like a rich history, and so many other Australian athletes have walked the halls of of that venue and obviously had great success there. So that was really special. Really special to have such a special moment to myself in a venue like that where other great Australian athletes have also been, and you know, all that memorabilia and stuff on the walls as well. So it was really cool, like really cool venue.
Super cool. And the room that the cage was set up in the fight, it was cool as well. Had some elevated seating, lots of room, lots of spectators. Yeah.
Oh, and a big glass windows, like you could see straight out, and the lighting and Diamondback put on a really good show, and they're like their setup and obviously the venue and stuff was great, but even just like the way that they stream the fight, the way that they photograph, the way that they run it, the way that they you know, interact with the fighters and look after the fighters and stuff as well, give clear instructions. Everybody knows what's happening. You can always find someone if you need something. Like that was really, really cool as well. And really, really special, I think, as well. Thank you to Diamondback for allowing us females that co-main event spot. And obviously a title as well, but, you know, putting us up there as that co-main event and really showcasing, allowing us to showcase women's MMA and Australian women's MMA was really, really special. And there was actually some footage that was put out there by, I think it's Air JPEG. It's a media crew that filmed my opponent and obviously our fight and stuff, and they were there at Wayne's. And I sort of said it on social media on the posts and stuff leading up to this fight, but I did actually say it to my opponent at Wayne's, and I sort of said to her after we weighed in and got photos with the belt and all that kind of stuff, I sort of said, yeah, we're gonna steal the show for sure tomorrow night. And then I sort of said we're gonna show up all the boys, and we absolutely did. We had the crowd on their feet. So I guess we may as well just move straight to the fights.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so it was an epic night of fights. I like to, as I said, go out and see my friends, family, supporters, whoever is there to see me. I let them know I'm all good, and, you know, just see them. It kind of, as I said, grounds me, calms me, and I like to do that, you know. And I like to watch some of the fights because I think too sometimes we get caught up in, you know, building up the fight to be much bigger than it is, building up our opponent to be much bigger than they are. And I find it when I go out there and watch some of the early fights, it really grounds me again to go, that's right, everyone's human. And I look at that and go, oh, that's right, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that too.
Yeah, you can see as soon as you start seeing the fights taking place, the early prelims, or if you're early on as well, the first or second fight of the night, the whole mood changes. It's a little bit tense. You have the fighter meeting, you're out the back getting your hands wrapped. It's a whole lot of waiting around and just thinking about what's going on. And then you go and watch a few of those earlier fights on the night, and the whole mood changes, the whole demeanor changes. Get a bit of a spring in your step. You're like, yeah, I'm ready for this.
Because it's business time.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and for anyone that's ever seen me fight, like, you'd know that I genuinely love it. I genuinely love what I do. And as you would know by all the smiling that I do while I fight. But yeah, seeing those fights really pumps me up to be like, it focuses me to be like, yeah, it's business time. It gets me excited because I'm like, well, I get to do that again. That's right. This is a fight show. This is fight night. This is what I'm here for. But yeah, it really excites me as well because I'm like, yeah, I get to do that again. Like, yeah. And that reminder that, you know, we're all human. Like, you hear the sound. You hear the sound when, you know, someone's getting hit and you're like, yep, that's right. You know, I can do that too. Yeah.
That smile gets a little bit bigger as soon as the fights start, and it's awesome to see from my perspective as well. Like, as soon as you get a few of those fights in the mental and you're like, yeah, it's go time. It's just amazing. You see your smile change, see the demeanor change, and I know you're ready to go.
Yeah. Okay, so what's it like for you in the warm-up process and that kind of thing? For me, obviously, I like to warm up really hard. then have a bit of a chill, and then I go, another little warm up before we go out. And, I sort of prepare myself to go out there and go to war, but obviously to have fun as well. And again, I feel like I'm at my best when I have fun. And, when I hear my walkout music and that kind of thing, and I'm like, I know I'm on, and I like to be really, really present. I don't like to, I'm not thinking about the fight when I'm walking out. I'm thinking about my song that's playing, and I'm thinking about all my friends and family and the crowd. I'm like, this is my moment. And I just have the best time. And generally I skip and dance my way out, and I'm singing to my song, and I really, really enjoy that, and I really take it in. I'm really present when the announcer is, announcing my name and my record, and I'm, looking into the camera and letting all the people at home know that I'm, I'm here, and that's my moment. The fight's going to happen when it's going to happen, but for right now, I'm enjoying my time and my moment. What's it like for you? Because you obviously are a part of that. You walk out with me, and what's it like for you, sort of being there with me? Are you super nervous? When we go to the walkout, like when do you get the most nervous? Is it out the back when you're watching me warm up? Walking out? What are your thoughts and feelings throughout that process?
So I'll start from the start, and we'll go with while we're at the venue. It's building. I'm getting a little bit more nervous, a little bit more in my head of the partner. Like, oh my God, the person I love is about to go out and fight, and that's a little bit nerve wracking. And then just seeing how happy you are when you listen to the crack of the gloves in those first few fights of the night, and I can see how genuinely happy you are to be there, and all of that. It makes it a lot easier, knowing that you truly just love it. And after those first few fights, it then transitions to more of a cornerman kind of mental process. As you're getting warmed up, it's still building, but usually I'm doing something. I'm getting jelly beans ready. I'm getting killer pythons ready. I'm making train aid. I'm making sure your gloves are there and ready to go, and talking to all the other people in the warm up room too. So there's a little bit more happening, a little bit closer to the fight, and it's been a bit different. Every fight, my role as you're warming up. For your last fight, I was there and we're doing a bit of grappling work. You were shooting some takedowns and stuff, and I was there for that, and just being a body there for you to drill those things.
Yeah, you wear many hats. Like you will be a training partner, or you'll be there, the cornerman. You're also there. Obviously, you're my biggest support person and hype person and partner. But yeah, you wear many hats because you'll be the body that's just there to help me do, grappling, or just even touch sparring and helping me warm up. Touch sparring. Unfortunately, Jarod walked into a nasty right hand.
Getting Danielle prepped for the most recent fight, doing a little bit of touch sparring out the back, and I knew she was on when she just blasted me with an overhand.
It wasn't an overhand. It was a straight right.
Yeah, see, I didn't even see it coming.
Yeah. But did land those nasty straight rights in the fight. So was it worth it?
It was. But so during all that, I'm nice and busy. I have stuff to do. I don't really think about the actual fight too much. It's more of getting you ready and getting you in the mind frame.
And we're going to have to cut that one off there. I'm so sorry to leave you guys on a cliffhanger. I know you want to know just as bad as I do when Jarod gets the most nervous on fight night. But it will be the first thing that we cover in episode number 2. And you won't have to wait too long before we put out that episode as well. Now, episode number 2 is actually going to cover all the juicy stuff. It's obviously going to cover the fight. We talk a lot about the fight, and also that incredible moment where I managed to achieve that giant goal of mine, and what that moment was like for me, and also what it was like for Jarod as a partner. So It's going to be a great episode. We will get that one out very soon. For now, if you could show us some love, comment, share, subscribe, review, whatever it is on whatever platform you're tuning in on. And if you want to go ahead and do it on all of them, that'd be great and amazing. I really want to get this podcast out there so, lots of people can listen to. And until then, make sure to follow us on Drop Bear Downpour Instagram page. We also have a Facebook page, but don't forget any videos or photos in this episode. If you want to just quickly see those, I'll be posting them on our Instagram stories, and we'll save them as an Instagram story highlight. So until then, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. It's been an awesome episode number 1. There's so much more coming, and I'm so excited to share all of this with you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me and everything that I do. You're all absolute legends, and I'll see you back here in episode number 2 of the Drop Bear Downpour podcast. Bye, guys.